for watching our video on 4th of July Suncatchers. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our other content here on Mom Time. To make 4th of July Suncatcher, you'll need to create a frame out of some type of sturdy paper. Go ahead and make 2 frames that are star-shaped with a large star and a smaller star for the opening. This will create a front and back to your Suncatcher. Also, make sure that you use fairly sturdy paper so it's not too thin. It needs to be sturdy enough to hold its shape. You will also need scissors, ribbon or cord, and you will need some contact paper and some type of strong adhesive for this project. With your contact paper, you will need to cut out 2 star shapes that will fit on each of the frames. What is smaller than the total frame, but larger than the inner shape. So you need to trace out your outer and inner shape onto your contact paper, and you will be cutting in between these 2 so that it can easily fit nicely in your frame. Once you have your 2 stars cut out of contact paper, it is now time to attach it to the frame. We will just be attaching one of the 2 pieces, and after it's been cut out so that it will fit nicely in the frame, you need to make sure that you are attaching your contact paper to the correct side of your paper. If you have some type of specialty paper with a design on one side, you'll need to make sure that the back side of the paper and the back side of the contact paper are both facing you when you glue it. You're going to be adhering it on with some strong adhesive. Now, we went ahead and tried this project with a glue stick. It did work, but it started to kind of fall apart. So it needs to be a strong adhesive. So today we are going to be using a hot glue gun. This worked great for this project, but for younger kids, you will need to prep this ahead of time. I definitely recommend whatever type of adhesive you use. It's strong enough so that it will hold the contact paper if it starts to curl. Once you have the first layer of contact paper attached to your frame, it is now prepped for your child, or you're ready to begin your Suncatcher. Go ahead and peel off the backing, and now you're able to stick on whatever you would like on your Suncatcher. You can use sequins, tissues, glitter, just anything you can think of that will work. For this video today, we will be demonstrating different ways that we used our Suncatcher, and we're going to start off with a striped Suncatcher. For this Suncatcher, we use 3/4 inch strips of red, white, and blue tissue paper. The Suncatcher was made by applying each strip of tissue paper and then cutting it down to size. Make sure that when you apply any of the tissue paper that you make sure it doesn't go past the main frame and that it stays within the frame so it's not sticking out. This was a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it for a little bit older kids, as it was a little bit difficult to cut the strips to fit perfectly within the frame. We went ahead and continued to add strips of paper just in a pattern of red, white, and blue. Alright, once you have your Suncatcher just the way you want it, and you've made sure it's all glued down good and there's no tissue sticking out on the front, you are ready to add a second layer of contact paper to the back. So you go ahead and peel away the back, and you're going to be placing it on sticky side down. And you want to make sure you don't get any bubbles, and you press that down. So now it's become 2-sided. It's not going to rip apart or anything. Then you need to add some type of a ribbon or a cord. Now this one part is a bit tricky because our frame is fairly thin and our ribbon is a little thick, but we need to make sure that we fit it so that the ribbon doesn't go into the clear section of the Suncatcher. So we are going to be gluing it right here. Alright, and it doesn't show, as you can see. You can't see the ribbon other than the hanging part. Now we're going to take our second frame that I showed you in the beginning of the video, and we're going to be gluing this down on top of here so that it becomes 2-sided. And the thing you need to be careful about is just lining up each of those corners real careful
with the star shape, it can look really bad really fast if they're not lined up just perfect.
Here is the star sun catcher all complete, and we have lots of other ideas for decorating your star sun catcher. My daughter used the same method of the stripes, but also I had added layers of sequins, and this just made a really cool touch for this sun catcher, and she had so much fun adding sequins and stripes.
Sun catcher so far. Looking awesome.
Oh, look what I made.
Oh, hold it up, hold it up. Wow, neato, and that's with the sequins and the stripes.
The sequin sun catchers turned out so cute, and my kids loved making them. Make sure that when you make these that you apply the sequins prior to the tissue paper. For our next sun catcher, we use star-shaped tissue paper.
To make these cute tissue paper stars for your sun catcher, what we did is we got a template on a piece of paper, like cardstock, and then we folded up several pieces of tissue, and we transferred the star onto it. I don't know if you can see that. And now we're just going to cut it out.
Make sure that you use very sharp scissors for this part of the project, as it will make it much easier to cut through the layers of tissue paper. The tissue stars looked so amazing on our sun catcher, and they really just made a really festive look. And if they're not perfect, I think it's okay, as it is kind of difficult to get that perfect star shape with the tissue paper. If you layer them up, you really can't tell if there were any imperfections, and it just was a fun, cute sun catcher. A great idea for young kids is to use tissue squares to make the sun catcher. This is perfect for young children.
Did you finish? Let's see, hold it up. Wow, so this is just the squares?
I hope you've enjoyed our video on 4th of July sun catchers. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to Mom Time for weekly content.